Hello, it's Elizabeth Miranda, your bilingual realtor with Miranda Properties, and welcome to our show Casa y Vida Houston. And I've got my co-hosts today, Olivia and Erica. Welcome.
Hello.
And before we do anything else, we want to, we want to get started with our sponsors. So we want our sponsors. So our first sponsor is Susie Condelopoulos with Gateway Mortgage. So if you are looking to buy a home and you're not pre-approved yet for a loan, contact Susie. Or even if you are pre-approved and you want a second opinion to see if maybe she can give you a better interest rate, maybe she has down payment assistance programs, contact Susie Condelopoulos at 281-250-2696. And we have a new sponsor for our show, and our new sponsor is Texas Low Cost Insurance Agency. So Texas Low Cost Insurance Agency is located in Deer Park, Texas. However, they do write insurance everywhere in Houston, so it doesn't matter where you're at, actually anywhere in Texas. Their phone number is 281-941-2863. So if you're looking for auto insurance, homeowners insurance, commercial, life insurance, give them a call. So the next thing is, speaking of insurance, that is what our topic is today, is insurance. So I am a real estate agent. Actually, I'm a real estate broker, but I'm also a licensed insurance agent. So I am licensed with the Texas Department of Insurance. Not only that, but I actually teach insurance classes. So that's for another show. But I wanted to talk to you about homeowners insurance. And one of the reasons is because homeowners insurance obviously is something that you need when you want to buy a house. So, ladies, hey, do y'all ever have any questions from your, clients as far as when it comes to homeowners insurance?
Yes, this is actually very important because people sometimes, they're excited because they're buying a house and they forget that they need to get insurance. And whenever it's time for closing, they obviously, this come up and then they need to get an insurance because otherwise, they can't buy a house, they can close. So a lot of times I know that people ask about, well, what type of insurance can we get? What is the cost? Because usually people can maybe sometimes give a down payment and then pay, in monthly payments. But sometimes, most of the times when you're buying a house, people ask if they have to pay up front.
Well, yeah, that's a good question. Well, when you're buying a home, that's actually part of the closing cost. So you do have to pay up front. You actually have to pay a full year in advance because it is a closing cost. Any lender is going to require that you have insurance on that home. So before you even get those keys, you have to have insurance. They are not going to approve your loan unless you have insurance. And they are going to require that you pay 1 year in advance. So it does get paid, and it actually gets paid, like I said, it is part of the closing costs. So you're going to be picking an insurance, then the insurance company will usually send the invoice to the title company, and then the title company will cut the check at the closing and send that check to the insurance company. Another thing also is that you also have to pay 3 months in advance of insurance. So not only do you pay a whole year, but you pay 3 months in advance for insurance so that there's enough money in your escrow account, because your escrow account is the account that your bank is going to set up so that they can pay your insurance every year. And so they have to have a little bit of a cushion in there, a little bit of money, so that when it's time to pay the insurance, they can pay your insurance. So let's talk about the coverages. I know that that's very important as the coverages. So we can put up there the first slide for insurance. So here we have the coverages for insurance. As you can see, there's two sections. There's section 1 is your property coverages, and then section 2 is your liability. And I want to talk about all these different coverages and really what they mean. I mean, trust me, like I said, I teach this class so I could go deep, but I'm not going to. I just want to kind of give you a general idea. So coverage A is your dwelling, which is going to cover your house. Coverage B is the other structures. That means anything that you have, like a garage or anything like that. Coverage C is your personal property, everything you have inside. And then coverage D is loss of use, which means that if you've got to go stay at a hotel because you can't live in your house because it was damaged. And then liability is your personal liability, and then coverage F is your medical payments. Now these figures that I have there are just examples. That's not really, of course, what you're going to pay. You're going to pay according to the value of your home. Okay? So let's go ahead and talk about a little bit about what insurance covers and when it doesn't cover. One of the things is that when it comes to the dwelling, right? We said coverage A is the dwelling. It's going to cover the actual house. It's not going to cover foundation. You know, a lot of times people will ask, they'll say, well, my foundation is cracked. Will my insurance cover it? It's not going to cover it. Another thing that it's not going to cover like if your AC breaks down or if your heater breaks down. That is not covered. Do you ladies know what would cover that? Any idea? I'm sure you do know. It's the home warranty. Yes, yes. A lot of times people get that confused. They get confused, the home warranty with the insurance. So the home warranty, as you guys know, now you're like, yeah, wait, caught you by surprise there, right? But the home warranty is what you get also when you buy your home.
That's right.
Right. So give us an idea. What is the home warranty?
There's actually something that people put on the contract, and you can choose from many different companies, and it's usually around $300 to $500, and usually the seller can pay for that. It's something that people negotiate on the contract, and it covers your AC, your plumbing, and just to make sure that everything is in working order when people move into the house.
That is correct. So yes, so that is very different. Insurance covers the house in case there's a fire, in case there's a hurricane, a windstorm, anything like that. So the house is going to be covered by your insurance. And then, of course, like I said, coverage B would also cover your, like this, the storage shed or a garage. That is covered. The inside of your house, the furniture is also covered by insurance. That would be coverage C. So any damage to that is going to be covered also. Okay, but the home warranty, now the home warranty is different. The home warranty, as Erica just said, the home warranty pays if your AC breaks down. So they're two completely different things, and we always negotiate for a home warranty. Absolutely, always.
Can you also tell us about, can we talk about how is the premium, what things in the house can affect the premium for the insurance?
Yes, yes. Okay, well, that's a good question. When it comes to the premiums, sometimes people wonder, well, why is it so expensive, or why is one insurance premium less than the other? Some of the things that we take into consideration is the age of the home. So if a home is 50 years old versus a home that, say, was just built last year, there's going to be a big difference, because the home that was just built last year, it's going to be, I guess, to replace it wouldn't be very different from the market value. Whereas a home that was built in 1950, one, the condition is going to be worse. It's not going to be in as good condition, right? And also, in order to replace that home, it's going to cost considerably more than you're buying that house for. So that is something that's actually very important, is that sometimes a person will buy a home for $100,000. Right? And say it's an investment property and they want to get insurance for $100,000. Well, we have our way that we calculate the replacement cost. So we figure out how much will it take to replace that home. Not what did you pay for the house, what is it going to take to replace it? Construction, material goes up. It's gone up quite a bit. And so we have to figure out, or rather the insurance company has to figure out, how much is it going to take to replace it. So sometimes you might pay $100,000 for a home, but it might take, $150,000 to actually replace that house if that house were to burn down from the, from the bottom up.
And also the lender wants to make sure that the loan is covered.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. That's the reason that the lender is going to ask for insurance, because they want to make sure that the loan is covered. But what they're concerned about is the loan, right? Not the whole house. So imagine if you have a house, if you buy a house for $200,000 and you give $100,000 down. You've got, a big down payment. So the house is worth $200,000. You give $100,000 down. You get a loan for $100,000. What the bank wants is for you to cover that $100,000 loan, right? But what you need to be concerned about is to cover the whole value of the house, how much the house is worth, not just what the lender says. So that kind of throws people off a little bit, because they might say, well, I'm buying the house for this amount. I'm buying it for $100,000. My loan is $80,000. Why do you want me to insure it for $150,000? Because we as insurance agents want you to insure the house for the full replacement cost. We want to make sure that that house is covered if anything were to ever happen to that house.
So what happens if somebody makes upgrades and, things to the house that, add more value to it? Are they required to increase the coverage? Or?
Absolutely. That is one thing that's very important, that first of all, the value of your house is going to go up possibly automatically. Every year values go up. So if you buy insurance right now and say you keep the same amount for 10 years, 10 years later your house is going to be worth a lot more. So you need to make sure that you're increasing the amount of coverage that you have on that home. And then the other thing, as Erica just said, is if you make improvements to a house, if you add another room, if you substantially update a home, say you buy a home, a fixer-upper, as we say, right? So if you buy a fixer-upper and then you actually fix it and you totally remodel it, you need to increase the coverage on that home, because if something were to happen to that home, you're not going to be able to, to pay for it in full. So it's very, very, very important, guys, that you're always updating it. Your agent should be looking at your policy every year at renewal. But if they don't do it, then it's really up to you. And also, the agent doesn't know. If somebody installs a pool, for instance, you want that pool covered. If you add a patio, you want that covered also, right? So your agent doesn't know. If you don't tell them, they're not going to know. So you need to work with your agent to make sure that your home is fully covered. All right?
What about their personal property, like their furniture? Do they need a different type of insurance?
Well, no. A standard homeowner's policy is going to cover that. The only thing is that if you have valuables, like let's say you have a fur coat or a lot of jewelry, the coverage is very limited. So you want to make sure you, again, let your agent know so that they can add more coverages. If possible, they can endorse it, or you might even have to get a separate policy for that. All right?
Okay.
So I hope that has helped you guys a little bit. There's just so much to talk about, as always, about insurance, but we've run out of time for right now, because we do want to talk about some homes that you ladies have for sale. Right?
Yes, that's right.
So we'll go with house number 1. Let's see what we have up on the screen. If you'll tell us, we have some open houses, right? We've got
so this past weekend we actually...
Well, actually, this is the one that's coming up.
So this open house will be Saturday on the 28th of April. It'll be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's located in 6523 Capridge Drive, Houston, Texas. The zip code is 77048. It also has 4 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and 1 half bath. And this house is amazing because it actually didn't flood from Harvey, so that's amazing. And also, it's 20 minutes away from the medical center. This is actually listed by Ruby Miranda, and it is an amazing house, and I definitely encourage a lot of people to go see it this Saturday.
It is a beautiful house. Look at those beautiful counters, beautiful kitchen.
Yes, it's super nice.
Very, very nice. And as far as you know, this house does qualify for all sorts of financing. Yes, guys. So this house qualifies for for FHA, for FHA, conventional financing, any kind of financing.
Yeah.
All right. So now we have a second house. Let's see house number 2. We want to make sure you see what we have for sale.
Yes, so this house, we had an open house this past weekend. We actually had, a lot of people that went by. So we're making another open house this coming Sunday, the 29th, and the address is 10414 Ravenwood View Lane, and this is in Houston, Texas, 77075. So this house is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath. It has a very spacious living room, dining area. let's see the picture. So the kitchen has stainless steel appliances and granite countertops. Also has a built-in island, and all the appliances come with the house, even the refrigerator. And this is a 2-story house, and it's very, very, very spacious and really nice. It has a playroom upstairs. And also, this community has, I believe it has 3 playgrounds for the kids. So it's like, family friendly. And so come take a look at it.
Awesome. And that's going to be Sunday at 2.
At 2.
Sunday at 2
From 10
a.m.
to
to 2
2.
p.m. There's an open house from 10 to 2. All right. And we have house number 3.
Yes, this house is listed also by Ruby Miranda. It is located in 6307 Georgiana Drive, Pasadena, Texas 77503. It has 5 bedrooms, 3 full baths, and 1 half bath. This house is beautiful, and it is also convenient for students, for parents that have kids that are going to high school, because it's in the Deer Park district.
Awesome. All right, then. Well, we don't have an open house, but if someone wants to see this house, they can contact you,
Definitely.
correct?
You can just contact us, and we go as soon as possible to go open the house for you guys.
Okay. All right. Well, if you're interested in any of these homes, you can contact Erica. What is your phone number? Or
Yes.
there's Olivia's actually phone number.
Yes, that's my phone number, 346-310-9019, and also my email is up there, oliviagarcia41@yahoo.com.
Okay. And Erica?
Yes, my phone number is 832-946-4496.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies. That is all we
Thank
have
you.
time for. We are going
you.
to a commercial break, and we will be right back with Jose. Well, welcome back to Casa and Vida Houston, and we are now with our segment, Vida Houston, and I'm turning it over to Jose so he can introduce us to his guest.
Good afternoon. Well, like you said, I'm Jose Diaz, the co-host here on Vida Houston, the Casa Vida Houston. Thank you for joining us on our Vida segment. Today I have a special guest. It's Celia Diaz with Las Pasteleras, or an organization also known as the Latino Organization of Cake Artists, LOCA for short. Welcome, Celia.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Elizabeth, for having me.
So, can you tell us a little bit about what your organization Las Pasteleras does?
Las Pasteleras is an organization which helps people who have interest in the culinary arts. If you like the culinary arts, whether it's for personal or business, you can come to our group, and we share information about everything about making cakes.
So I know there's a lot of different cake organizations or food art organizations. Can you what makes yours stand out? What's different?
Well, one of the things that makes it stand out is that we're bilingual. Our meetings are usually conducted in Spanish, but everyone is welcome, and so then this gives more people the opportunity to come and learn more about cakes.
Oh, great! So it's an opportunity for the the señoras that have been making cakes at home for years, a chance to get to learn more techniques, or
Yes, exactly. That's what we do. We get together once a month. We'll have a small meeting, and we will have a demo. We will teach something that's new, that's come out, that a lot of times you don't have access to, or maybe you've seen it on YouTube, or maybe you've seen it on the cake shows, and you want to know, okay, how can I do it? And we'll help you. If it's something that we don't know, we'll find how to do it, and we're always sharing ideas.
can you tell us about maybe a cool project you've done recently, or something that your group has done?
Well, one of the coolest things that were done, Basi Sweet Sensations in Katy hosted Chef Oz, and he came from Bolivia, and a lot of the group members got to join and go to a free demo by him, and we really had a great time. Just he was free to share a lot of ideas, and it's great to find a great chef come out and give all this information to our Latino community.
Wow, that does sound great. So if I'm a cake artist, if I do culinary arts, why would joining an organization like yours benefit me?
Well, one of the things is that we as cake artists or cake makers, we try to cater to different events, and we find that sometimes people have problem with our pricing, and this is a good chance for you to meet other people that have the same that come into the same problems that you do. Maybe you want to know about am I really giving a fair price to my cakes? Another thing that you might want is, am I doing the best way of transporting my cake? Just little things that you don't think of. You have a whole group of women who are willing to share their ideas with you.
And how did Las Pasteleras or Loca actually come about? Like, how did the organization form?
I was going to a leadership class, and I was asked to come up with a business, and I really had an interest in doing this nonprofit organization, because I would find that when I attended other cake shows, mostly in English, the Hispanic ladies there would go and not be sure, if they should be interrupting the meeting for asking questions. And I said, this will help, an organization like this will help the non-English speaker be able to be aware of everything that's going on in the cake community, because there are so many amazing things that go on with cakes, and it's good to share them with everybody.
Okay. If I have a new product or something, is there, how would I, is there sponsorships available? How would I get that to you?
Well, one of the things you can do is you can call my personal phone number, which is 832-267-1491. And we could, set you up where you can demo your product. And, we always tell the ladies, just because we're showing a product doesn't mean that you have to purchase it. It's just so you can be aware that this product is out there, and when you're ready to use it, you'll know where to go.
Okay. And for those that are interested in learning more about Las Pasteleras and contacting you, is there a website? Is there a page or anything?
There's a website page, and it's called Loca, Las Pasteleras, Latino Organization of Cake Artists on Facebook. And you can go there and become a member, and you can also attend one of our meetings, which we always do share an event for that. We hold it the second Tuesday of every month. And that's at Cleveland Ripley Community Outreach, which are very nice to give us a room where we can hold our classes.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing the information with us. Thank you, Celia, for joining us today.
And thank you, Jose, for having your guest. And by the way, I just want to make sure you know that all those pictures that were on the screen are actual cakes. They might not look like cakes, but they are actually cakes that Celia created, and some of her members also. So thank you very much, Celia. And that's all we have for today. We will see you next Thursday. And don't forget, stay on at 1:30. We will be in Spanish. A la 1:30 sigamos el programa en español. Hasta luego. See you next Thursday.